Shalom. Firstly, let's start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Do my honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessing to all the Akims out here, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. All the Akwats, believers, help, Shalom. This is the brother Yakazakala from James, Jamaica, Portland Camp. Just here to do a short lesson on the MOTB, that CHIP, and how the system that they're implementing now will fast track everything towards everyone getting that mark, right? Now, it's partly of an observation that majority of businesses out here in Jamaica as well and abroad have moved from regular documented sign-in and sign-out time or regular um, password entry for supervisors or exec managers and so forth. They are moving away from that technology and moving forward to RFID scanners, RFID tags, and eventually the CHIP. You know, this is just one observation of how they are fast tracking the system. And next one is the use of CBDCs, right? Central bank digital currency, and removing cash from society, making cash obsolete. They have already in Sweden fast track this around 80 to 90%. Sweden is a country that is almost fully cashless. The transit system is cashless. The public sector of Sweden is almost cashless. Majority of private businesses in Sweden have opted to be cashless. Nightclubs, um, government facilities, and so forth. Right in America as well. Some businesses in New York, um, and other states have opted for a more cashless scheme of entry. Right, moving towards that RFID scanner. Now these scanners can come in the form of a key tag, like something that you wear around your neck, like a ID tag, right? Or a, a wristlet, something you wear around your wrist. It just comes to move your hand over the reader and it scan it. Now all of these things can be disposed of, it can be lost, it can be stolen, right? And a way to navigate around the potential loss or the potential misuse of equipment is to move all of these into that palm of your hand, right? Now, it goes to show that Esau Edom, the ruler of this world, the so-called white man, um, what he's doing right now is basically creating a trap, creating a web, right? And he's weaving that whole Internet of Things, whole connection of things, seamless connection, seamless entry, fast tracking everything into one device. We see where most countries are going e-passport, right? Electronic passport. Most countries are going for majority of services and um, payment methods electronic, digital. And when all of these systems move over to a digital network, then we see where it'll end up. So, just to get into the scripture to give you a sense of what is taking place, this is 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. It says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Now, the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect out there, especially the men of GMS, Great Millstone, we've been pushing, we've been teaching that this is the MOTB, or this will become the MOTB. We have shown the system coming together. We have shown how everything will tie into one device and all of that, right? And we're out there preaching this word, sensitizing our people, the Latinos, niggers, Native American Indians, West Indians, all of our people, the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, about what is taking place, especially out here in Jamaica, man. We have come from being a third world country and being the first country to legalize CBDC as cash tender, right? As a form of payment or receiving money that it is, money, currency. We're seeing how the system is gradually becoming more and more streamlined or connected, right? I lose the train of thought there. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Look at how a third world country is pushing for a digital society, right? When a lot of our system, right, our transit system, our hospital system, our public sector, private sector, is still operating on a cash basis. And what they're doing is looping around the need for regular customer um customer service relations to be in the form of a cashless um payment method or a cashless transaction. Now we see this in the form of execs being prompt to use POS machines, right? Be exec being prompt to use key cards and so forth to alleviate the need for cash being rendered from one person to the other. And that is just a simple way um, Esau Edom is implementing his devices, right? Using regular day transactions and saying it's no more this way, it has to go this way, and this way is a better way, right? We see where Barbados implement e-passport, and we see where majority of the countries you are using simple methods, to implement these things. Now, it all boils down to RFID, and here's an article um, by Trace ID saying, where do you find RFID technology in everyday life? Now, I'm just asking through the main points, right? So, we find asset management, location, identification, and transport trace, logistics, inventories and warehouses, identification of animals, surgeries, access control, sports facilities, buildings, tourism, passports, the supermarket of the future, libraries and museums, right? Just to name a few. And the list goes on. Now, what it is it's a simple system, right? It's just radio frequency identification. That's what RFID stand for. However, the way that they are implemented in is on the basis of total control, because that is Esau's goal. His goal is to be one in all, right? I'm gonna get that precept. Um, And this is Second Thessalonians 2 and verse 3 says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now the falling away has come, right? With our people, where we have fallen from our beliefs, we have fallen from our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we have fallen from our norms, our way of life, and we have just been discarded. Let me say that. We have been discarded. However, through the mercy and the love of our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we will be gathered again. Right? But the falling away must come, right? It is first prophesied to come. And that has happened, right? And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. No, the second part of that prophecy is coming to fruition. That man of sin. And who's that man of sin? Esau Edom. We're tired of stressing this man, the so-called white man. Jacob's brother, Esau, right? Now, what that man of sin is doing is creating a world where our Lord and power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is blotted out, and he is set as God in that world, right? Simple as it is, isn't it? He's trying to achieve um, a godlike status on earth, being omniscient, right? It says, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, right? And we see this often, man. One instance where we see this man professing his ego, to be as the Most High, is true, is medical um industry, through his pharmaceutical industry, through his technological industry, you know, and this system, going back to that, the system that this man is implementing will tie all of those thing in one, right? As I mentioned earlier, the Internet of Things. Now he is opposing all that is good, right? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, how he structured things on earth is diversity, right? And the opposite of diversity is inclusivity, right? Being all in one. And that is what this man is trying to do or achieve through his technology. And it's so foolish that our people or our leaders are following along, right? Because once the system is set up, there will be no need for Jake to be in the world again. Just look at it. Now, as I read out the precept, we're not ignorant of his devices. The world right now is moving to a cashless society, right? Automation and artificial intelligence is becoming more useful in everyday life, in everyday um, transactions, in everyday work, right? And with this, a lot of the population will have to be, in a sense, culled, or what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of the population will be like animals, isn't it? Grouped up and branded, right? And what does that mean for Jake and a whole, or for majority of society on a whole is that once jobs are obsolete, or automation fully diversify and a certain industry or aspect of life, and there's no more need for you, then what are you gonna do, right? Now, one simple use of RFID scanners is basically fast tracking information on you, right? Now, a scan to enter, say you're an exec, a scan to enter work, all of your information is passed on to the reader of the machine, and you're allowed access, right? Now, in the medical industry, say all of your information is on a file. Once you use a scanner, you can see all your records coming up, and you're implementing use of certain technology to basically give you a diagnosis that a regular nurse or a doctor would do. So they're alleviating certain works overall. The bank tellers, they will become obsolete. Bank will become fully digital, right? There won't be a teller that needs to um query your questions, or give you feedback on your account, or lodge some cash in your account for you, update the books. No, it will move to a digital system wherein AI, right, will have all that information for you, and you can basically speak with the AI. So it's removing human interaction overall, right? And we'll see where this system is being implemented, and it's not far off, man. It's the coming future. And once this system get implemented, you know, us as a people, we would have served our purpose to Esau Edom. This is Psalms 83 and verse 3 says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, and the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee." Right? So it's not only Esau but these other nations, right? The Moabites, or the Chinese, right? They are one of the most technological advanced nation on earth. China, Japan, um, Indonesia, certain countries, they're far ahead than the USA, or Russia in technological advances. And one such system is your social credit system that you have to look into. Now, all of your information is always on display to the head that be, right? If you do something that is wrong, they can bar you from certain access um, to public sector, to transit, and so forth. And this has happened to persons already, and this will continue to happen. So they're trying to maneuver you in being a passive set of people, just like animals, you know, just like sheeps, to be exact, right? It says the tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, right? And it's just weird, man, because they're even using Jake against Jake, right? They're using the leaders of our people against their own people, sellouts, right? Now, this future system, it all boils down to one one device, right? And that device will be the catalyst for what we consider, you know, the end of this world. Start of verse 15 says, Revelation 13 and verse 15 says, And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And what is that image? That image is the system that they're going for. This cashless society, this totalitarian system society, that if you are not with it, then you're an outcast. Just look at the levels, man. Think of it. If cash is obsolete and you as a regular man say, alright, you now work with them system, you're gonna use cash to your whatever transaction you need to. And you walk up to a government office, say you need to renew your passport or your driver's license or some identification, and they're saying, hey, we don't accept that no more. Right? You have to get with the program, or you won't be identified. You won't have any so-called identity attached to you. So you just be an alien, an outcast, right? Verse 16 says, And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? Save he. So it's not just regular citizens, it's prisoners, it's government officials, it's world leaders, it's basically every single one person that on earth that they are going for this for, right? It's a full control, man. And it's beauty because John on the island of Patmos, when he received his vision, you know, you never know what it be. He could tell exactly what it is. But in this dispensation of time, through the ages, from then to now, we are seeing the system getting implemented, and we are seeing where that MOTB is soon to be rolled out in certain aspect of life. Right? We have wars, rumors of wars. We have sedition. We have riots. We have um refugee refugees um fleeing from one country to the next, mass migration. We have all of that going on, man. And one such way for order through all of that chaos is to CHIP people. And that's simply it, right? To just brand them as livestock. So we are living in beautiful times, man. And just finish off with this precept. This is Matthew 13. It's Matthew 13 and verse 11 says, I'll start at verse 10. It says, And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he had. Right? Gotta, get them. Um, um, it's further down. Yeah. Jumping down, verse 16 says, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them." Right? So, living in this time, in this era, where we're seeing the prophecy coming to pass, where we're seeing Esau falling from rulership, being back into our corner, and just ready to pounce. So his system, his desire to achieve all that he wants, yeah, that's where we are, man. That's where we are in prophecy, and that's where we are in the implementation of his new society. So just want to leave it there. Hope this lesson was edifying. The Kalala Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all the Akims out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.